Philip, a diligent and exceptionally bright medical student, is known for his sharp intellect and dedication. His prowess is evident in a challenging anatomy class where he effortlessly pinpoints a difficult nerve, earning the admiration of his peers and the playful torture of his professor Dr. Janeway, who recognizes his immense talent. Later, during a diagnostic exercise, Philip astutely connects a 7-year-old boy's symptoms to Eisenmenger syndrome, then further deduces the emotional distress caused by his parents' absence, highlighting his empathy. Dr. Janeway gently chides him for personalizing but acknowledges his remarkable intuition. Philip's path crosses with Megan McAllister, a charming and equally dedicated student helping out at the clinic. Their initial encounter is a playful one marked by Philip's bold, almost audacious flirtation. He approaches Megan while she's struggling with organic chemistry, offering a trick for remembering aromatic compounds. Their conversation quickly veers from academics to personal banter, with Philip playfully pushing Megan to cut loose and air out her brain instead of constantly studying. He reveals a quirky list of personal facts about himself, including his membership in the Young Republicans and his childhood aversion to full-length pants, all while making it clear he's smitten. Despite Megan's initial reluctance and her focus on an upcoming exam, Philip's charm wins her over and she agrees to a date. Their first date takes them to a lively casino where Philip tries to teach Megan his theory of roulette, which involves feeling the numbers. Their playful back and forth continues, revealing their budding chemistry. Philip encourages Megan to trust her instincts both in the game and in life, and their connection deepens as they share a moment of shared luck at the roulette table. The evening ends with a tender kiss outside Megan's new apartment, symbolizing the beginning of their shared life as they move in together. Their relationship flourishes and their love becomes evident in their everyday interactions, from sharing study sessions to Philip's endearing habit of warming Megan's hands. However, a significant hurdle arises when Megan reveals her apprehension about introducing Philip to her parents. She's worried about their conservative views and the typical "you're too young" lectures. Philip reassures her, prioritizing her happiness and promising to meet them soon. The couple drives to New Jersey to meet Megan's parents, David and Susan McAllister. Philip, despite his usual confidence, is noticeably nervous. He arrives with gifts, roses for Susan and Pinot Grigio for David, immediately charming them. During lunch, Philip is direct and honest about his background, a self-made man who worked his way through college after his parents' divorce. He expresses his deep love for Megan and his desire to spend the rest of his life making her happy. While Megan's parents are initially hesitant about their rapid engagement, Megan passionately defends their relationship, highlighting Philip's intelligence, his success in medical school, and their strong bond. David, impressed by Philip's candor and Megan's unwavering affection, ultimately gives his blessing, celebrating with a toast that recognizes Philip's awesome short game and Megan's ability to find such a man. The day ends with Philip proposing to Megan again, this time with her parents' blessing, solidifying their joy and shared future. Preparations for the wedding begin with enthusiasm. Megan throws herself into planning every detail, from the pink website with a countdown to quizzes for their friends. However, a subtle tension emerges regarding Philip's family. He repeatedly evades Megan's attempts to include them in the wedding planning, making excuses about their availability for the engagement party. Megan expresses her growing concern about not having met his family, questioning why it's strange that they haven't been introduced. Philip dismisses her concerns, vaguely stating they are a strange family. At the engagement party, Megan's family warmly welcomes Philip, including her brothers, who playfully warn him about messing with their sister. But Philip's own mother makes an unexpected appearance. Her presence is a source of discomfort for Philip, hinted at by her pointed comments about his father and brother. Later, while Megan is trying on wedding dresses with her mother and friends, Philip receives a delivery of untraceable disposable phones, signaling a clandestine activity. The scene briefly cuts to Philip at a party, seemingly drunk and aggressively grabbing Janet, a fellow medical student, who confronts him about his fiancée. His behavior is a stark contrast to his earlier charming demeanor, revealing a darker side. The film hints at a deceptive double life. Philip is leading with the untraceable phones, and his unsettling aggression towards Janet suggesting illicit dealings outside of his medical studies. The constant focus on Megan's innocent wedding planning, her unwavering trust, and her dreams of a happy future with Philip create a stark contrast to his hidden activities. The plot summary ends with Megan's joyful anticipation of their wedding and future together, unaware of the dangerous secrets Philip is keeping, leaving the audience to wonder what consequences his clandestine life will have on their relationship. The plot centers on Philip Markoff, a brilliant and seemingly well-adjusted medical student at Boston University who is engaged to his loving fiancée Megan McAllister. They are planning their wedding and their future together, with Megan also aspiring to attend medical school at Bulletin. However, beneath Philip's facade of a perfect student and devoted partner, he harbors a dark secret. Philip secretly engages in a disturbing double life, using Craigslist to solicit women who offer escort or massage services in hotels. His encounters turn violent as he robs and assaults these women. His first known victim, Trisha Leffler, a masseuse from Las Vegas, is bound, gagged, and robbed at gunpoint. Though shaken, she survives the ordeal and recounts the humiliation and the Red Sox cap worn by her attacker to the police. The police, particularly Detectives Bennett and Fry, begin to investigate these increasingly alarming incidents, which soon escalate to murder. Julissa Brisman, another woman who advertised on Craigslist, is found shot dead in a hotel room, having fought back against her assailant. The detectives note the killer's escalating violence and begin to piece together a profile: an attractive, calm, and non-threatening man with a hidden dark side, likely a loner with sexual issues and no sense of status. Meanwhile, Megan remains oblivious to Philip's sinister activities. She's dealing with her own anxieties about getting into medical school and trusting Philip, especially after discovering his bank account is overdrawn. Philip quickly dismisses her concerns, blaming a late grant check and reassuring her of their strong bond and the importance of no secrets between them. As the police investigation intensifies, news reports about the Craigslist killer spread, terrifying the public, especially women using online classifieds. Megan's mother calls her worried, but Megan reassures her that she and Philip are safe at home studying. The detectives manage to track an IP address from an email sent to Julissa, leading them to an apartment complex in Quincy. They get a clearer surveillance photo of the suspect, a blonde man in a Red Sox cap, matching descriptions from the victims. To their shock, the IP address belongs to Philip Markoff, the seemingly perfect Boston University med student with a large online social network and an engagement. Unaware that the police are closing in, Philip and Megan continue their seemingly normal life. Philip dismisses Megan's concerns about overdue rent payments, blaming his heavy study schedule and expressing his frustrations about being unable to be the perfect guy she envisions. Megan in turn reaffirms her love and commitment, reassuring him she's not going anywhere. The narrative highlights the stark contrast between Philip's public and private personas and Megan's unwavering belief in his innocence even as evidence against him mounts. The police prepare to make their move, realizing the complexity of capturing a suspect who outwardly appears to be anything but a violent criminal. As news of the Craigslist killer spreads like wildfire across Boston, the police continue their methodical surveillance of Philip Markoff. The media's constant coverage keeps the public and unknowingly Megan on edge. Megan suggests a trip away, a pre-honeymoon to Foxwoods Casino, a chance to escape the pressure of her studies and the unsettling news. Philip agrees, seeing it as an opportunity to flee. The detectives, maintaining their discreet watch, observe Philip and Megan preparing to leave. They notice Philip's agitated behavior and the couple's luggage, suspecting they might be attempting to skip town. Despite not having a confirmed positive ID from the surviving victim Tricia Leffler, the detectives decide they cannot risk losing their suspect. As Philip and Megan drive off, a high-speed chase ensues, ending with their car being pulled over. To Megan's shock and disbelief, Philip is arrested for the murder of Julissa Brisman. She vehemently denies the accusations, insisting there's been a terrible mistake, but Philip is taken into custody. A search of their apartment uncovers chilling evidence hidden under their bed. Flex cuffs a 9mm pistol and 16 pairs of women's panties, trophies from his unknown victims. This discovery shatters the image of the diligent medical student and loving fiancé. During interrogation, Philip maintains his innocence, attempting to discredit the evidence as party favors and claiming the gun was for Megan's protection in a sketchy neighborhood. He emphasizes his academic achievements and upcoming wedding, asserting that a straight-A medical student wouldn't commit such crimes. The detectives reveal that the gun was purchased under a false ID, an ID found in his drawer, linking him directly to the illicit activities. Megan, still reeling from the arrest, is questioned by detectives Bennett and Fry. She adamantly defends Philip, highlighting his dedication to becoming a doctor and his unwavering commitment to her. She insists that he couldn't possibly be the killer and that there must be people who can vouch for his whereabouts at the library and lab. However, her confidence begins to waver when the detectives confront her with the disturbing evidence found in their apartment, including the handcuffs, gun, and underwear. She is further blindsided when they reveal Philip's online activities under the username SexAddict on a sexual fetish website, detailing his preferences for submission and humiliation and even friendship and experimentation with transvestites and transsexuals. The detectives also present his explicit physical self-description from the site. This overwhelming evidence shatters Megan's perception of Philip. Distraught and in tears, Megan confronts Philip in jail, begging him to tell her the truth. He evades a direct confession, instead speaking cryptically about someone who didn't feel they deserved what they had and deserved to be punished. He avoids answering her questions about the number of victims or whether she needs to get tested. When she brings up the explicit details from his online profile, he dismisses it as something not to believe everything you see on the internet. Realizing the extent of his deception and the horrifying double life he led, Megan tearfully leaves, telling him she's done and will never see him again. Philip is left alone in his cell, crying out for Megan. The media continues to sensationalize the case, depicting Philip as a monster. Back home, Megan struggles to reconcile the man she loved with the Craigslist killer. She grapples with self-blame, wondering how she could have been so blind, but ultimately concludes that he fooled everyone, including himself. The story ends with Philip alone in his jail cell. The news reports that he has committed suicide, leaving behind photographs of Megan and messages written in blood on the cell wall, including her name and their pet names for each other. The final scenes juxtapose Megan's shattered dream of a shared future with Philip, a future with a big oak tree, 4 children, and successful careers, with the grim reality of his self-inflicted end. His death leaves both the authorities and Megan searching for answers, forever altered by the disturbing truth of the man she thought she knew. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.